Welcome back everyone, Dustin here again, Average Guy Hi-Fi, with a bit of a different video for you guys this time, but one that I was pretty excited about. So those of you who follow the channel know that I a lot of times focus on the secondhand market. I'm shopping out there, looking on Craigslist, OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace. I'm buying good deals. With my money, I'm setting them up, testing them, and then giving you guys just my reviews, basic information of the speakers, and then my impressions of them. So hopefully you guys can make more educated decisions out there. This right here, what I'm sitting next to, was a pair of speakers that I've really been wanting for the last couple years, and it turns out, at least from what my research has shown, that KEF is upgrading this model. So these are KEF R3 bookshelf speakers. They're pretty large bookshelf speakers, but the rumor is that the R3 Metas are going to be right around the corner. So whenever that happens, manufacturers like JBL, Klipsch, things like that, they'll have these big sales on speakers, and then to make room in the warehouse, or just, you know, I kind of think that a lot of times manufacturers raise the MSRP because a lot of times people don't like to pay MSRP for anything, so then they can offer deeper discounts on the sales. That's kind of my thought anyway. JBL is really good at that, but at the same time, you can really capitalize on those sales when they happen. And this right here, these R3s were typically $21.99. They got knocked down to $16.99. So $500 savings is enough for me to get me over the hump and go out there and buy them. So I don't live extravagantly, but this is a pretty large purchase for me. You know, $16.99 plus tax. I think it was like 18 something out the door with these. Is a lot of money for a pair of bookshelf speakers, but ultimately I purchased them to possibly replace my Klipsch RP 600Ms over there, or run 3 of these across my front stage as an LCR in my little home theater. That was kind of the plan initially. So the next couple weeks are going to be fun. I'm going to be testing them out in the home theater application. I'm going to be doing a 2-channel review on them as well. But in the meantime, I wanted to get this video out there so hopefully you guys can jump on the sale that's still currently going while I'm shooting this video. That was the reason for me not delaying it or doing an unboxing video in the first place. So we'll start here with just this little introduction type to the video. I'll show you guys the unboxing of them. They're pretty large and heavy, so it might be a little bit awkward. And then I will show you some beauty close-up shots of the speakers so you guys can see where this much money gets you when it comes to kind of fit and finish of speakers themselves. And then we'll get to the sound a little bit later. So stay tuned. Okay, kind of a funny angle here, but I'm just going to go ahead and unbox these and then just kind of show you what the packaging material and all that type of stuff is in here. So here we go, the KEF R3 unboxing. Kind of nice. You guys know that I really focus on the used market. That's where I get probably 90% of my home audio equipment here. So whenever I get the opportunity to buy something new at a good price, I like to jump on it. So there we go. Just going to be your this KEF manual, some little rubber feet. I always like it when they include those type of things here because mine usually sits on stands. It's got some really nice foam padding that we're seeing a lot more people using in the higher end audio. Like, they use this stuff because it seems to last a little bit longer than your traditional styrofoam. I already kind of see what I've been reading about here. Look, that's a port plug. There's the other one. These, they actually recommend not using it if at all possible. Now, if you can get some damage to your speakers because you have kids or, I don't know, pets, things like that, this might help protect them a little bit. But I don't, so I probably won't be using these. I know I won't be using these grills, but they're really, really attractive looking, especially in this walnut color that I opted for. I was seriously considering going white. I like the modern style of white speakers, but this walnut, when I saw them in person with kind of that rose color, I was a big fan of them. There you go. And as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of magnetic grills, so these are very seamless. They just have the magnets built into the front of the speakers and into the grill. So here's a close-up of that. Just makes the speakers look a lot more seamless when you don't have the grill holes and things like that holding them back. Okay, these things are a little heavy here, so make sure when I lift them out I don't do any damage to them. So really good packaging. Like I mentioned, it's got that really good foam in there. That stuff is, I've ordered speakers brand new before, and that stuff seems to hold up the best from impacts, and it doesn't deteriorate like your regular styrofoam. Just hoping for no damage. That's always the name of the game in this hobby. When you open something, making sure that they're pristine, especially when you're spending 1,700 plus tax on a pair of speakers. And there they are. Again, they're pretty heavy, so I'm not going to be able to hold them up here too long. But I'll give you the next part of the video where I show you some kind of beauty shots of them. Alright, here we go. Let's get some close-ups. Okay, here we go. I got them all unboxed and everything for you guys. I know my beauty is kind of secondary to the reason that you're watching these videos, so I just wanted to kind of give you some close-ups here, some slow close-ups, and show you how they look here. So over there, I've got the one R3 with the metal grill on there. Again, it's one of the most attractive grills I think I've seen. It's just kind of simple. Doesn't look super flashy or anything, but it's just so seamless when you don't have those holes in the front of the speakers, and I know that I kind of harp on that a little bit, but it really makes a difference, especially if you're putting things in living rooms, places like that. So there's the 1R3 with the grill on. Here's the back. It's obviously got that port. It's got a flexible port. If you kind of put your fingers in there, if you have a pair of these, you can actually feel it. It's supposed to reduce some of the turbulence and the noises that come out of a port when they're being driven really heavy. The binding posts are just beautiful. Again, these are $2,200 MSRP speakers, so you kind of expect these type of things. But it has what kind of sets the KEF line up, at least the R series, and I think some of the Q series do this as well too, is they have the jumpers are built into the cabinets. So you actually rotate these dials to actually, instead of just having two metal jumpers connecting the two positives and the two negatives, KEF has this internal jumper, so you just twist these little dials to connect them or to disconnect them if you wanted to bi-wire them. But the walnut finish is just beautiful. I think the camera angle should be able to give you a pretty good idea. I know it looks like oak probably on the camera. That just has to do with my bad lighting in the room. It definitely is more of like a walnut looking. There's not too much orange or anything going on with it. But there you go. There's a close-up of the UniQ driver array. So it has the little tangerine there, which is kind of what helps distribute the sound evenly from the tweeter. It's got a 6.5-inch woofer, but I just love the rose color that they did around the components. That's part of the reason I went with these over the white. Black speakers are great too, and that's more common. You can usually get a little bit more resale out of them when you have black, but these just have that beauty that I was kind of looking for. I think I'm going to end up buying a pair of metal stands for these, and then I'm going to have the stands powder coated the same rose color, at least a portion of it, to try to tie them together. The stands that match these type of speakers, I'm not sure if you guys follow that market at all, but sometimes speaker stands can cost $1,000, which is crazy to me. So I'll probably get some like $100 speakers, nice heavy duty metal speaker stands, and then I'll probably add a KEF logo to them and then do some type of a rose color if I can get it to match this here. Anyway, that's my plans, and the reason I bought these speakers was because I'm planning on potentially replacing my Klipsch RP600Ms that you guys see over there in my other videos. Those have been great speakers. They have their faults, just like these have their faults, but I'm trying to find the right speaker that sounds the best to me in that room and have a limited amount of faults to them. So these were really top of the list for me when I was doing my research, and when that sale popped up, I just decided to pull the trigger. And I'm also considering buying, I'd love to hear you guys' opinions on this, but I'm also considering buying 3 JBL HDI 1600s to go for my LCR in my main listening room. So let me know your guys' thoughts on that. I haven't had a chance to hear those yet, so that might be the next evolution for the home theater setup. But anyway, there's a close-up of these speakers. Packaging material is fantastic. The sale is going now as I'm making this video, but they don't last very long, so be sure if this is something that you're in the market for, then go out there and check it out, and hopefully you can save some money there. So again, my name is Dustin. The name of the channel is Average Guy Hi-Fi. I have a couple videos coming up here. Klipsch Synergy line. I got a really good deal on a package of those. I need some of these speakers you can see behind me to sell, otherwise my channel gets kind of budget limited. But I have those, and then I'll also be listening to these, comparing them to the RP 600Ms. And then whichever one I decide to go with, I'll be selling the other ones. So it'll be a fun little shootout for me. So stay tuned for those videos. Thanks again, guys. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend.